special that we have monthly with the Liverpool Warriors teams. Liverpool Warriors here right down the road from Avicolli's. You can walk from Avicolli's to Liverpool High School, and we're here on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York at Avicolli's with the boys basketball team. I have Kaelem Haskins here next to me, as well as head coach Ryan Blackwell. Please give these gentlemen a round of applause. Show them some love here. So Kaelem, you are sitting here watching your teammates eat without you.
Yeah.
So I want to know, you and I were talking about this off the air. I want to know your teammate that eats way more than they're supposed to. When coach says you got to break it up and everybody gets 2 slices, this guy's taking like 4.
Noah Cabrey.
Okay. Would most agree? Would you guys agree it's Noah?
Yeah. They would.
Okay. All right.
Mustafa, you're in that group too. Don't try to sell me on the river. Yeah.
So, but we're gonna make sure that you eat tonight.
Yeah.
Right, Kaelem? So, Kaelem, we were talking about food. We're here at Avicolli's. I can smell it off camera. I'm very excited to eat my own food. So, what wing flavor is your go-to? What pizza flavor is your go-to? Or what pizza topping is your go-to?
Probably garlic Parmesan wings are my favorite, and
Unique.
probably just like I don't really like any topping. I'd probably just go with regular cheese. Pizza is probably my favorite.
Regular cheese.
Yep.
Okay. So, thin crust, thick crust, triangle, square.
Triangle pizza and thin crust.
Thin crust. All right. That is the correct answer. Coach Black, how are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. I do want to give a shout out to your daughter, who's been running the ship over at the Dome. I see that she runs ticketing now. She runs the food there. She runs you all over the place. What's it like having her being 2 going on 40?
She runs the show. She had all the, most of our Liverpool games. She had me at the Dome. I was talking about earlier, the Louisville game. I watched the second half behind the curtain on the turf because she just wanted to run around. She wanted to find Otto. Literally was walking around the Dome for the entire game. But it was fun. It was a good experience. And she loved it, and my wife loved it because she didn't. I had her, and she didn't.
And I mean, for you, it's as much as you coach, you're a student of the game forever. You love the game. Just what it means to you to be able to have Liverpool that you're leading, and then to be able to go down the road to your alma mater and celebrate and watch Syracuse as well. To be able to live in both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be in Syracuse, a place, where I obviously graduated from. It's a place, it's like a second home to me. We're both orange and blue, so I don't have to, I can wear the same colors all the time. And, it's good to, coach here and do what I'm doing and go up and support them and, get to connect with Alan and Red, Autry, and McNamara and the whole crew. And there's people that I've known for a long time. It's, I love the sport, I love the game, so it's great.
And you and I have talked about your ability and what you can do as a coach. When the vacancy was there to bring in an assistant, I wrote an article, talked about it on the show, but I firmly believe in your value here. You're the head coach at Liverpool. What are your thoughts on just what you can do and what you're capable of, and what do you think about the fact that I publicly endorsed you?
Well, I appreciate that. I think a lot of people did, as well as you, and that I guess is a testament to, I put in time in coach. This is year, I think, 16 for me coaching. It's been a long journey, and I have a long way to go. Hopefully, giving back to kids and working with, whatever age it is, doing the Bayheim's Army thing, or working with high school kids or pros, whatever it is. I just enjoy teaching the game and building relationships, and I'm confident in my abilities to be able to coach and mentor and motivate on any level because I've done it. And records and wins and numbers speaks for itself. And Autry had to do what he had to do, and I understand. Brendan's a great hire. He's a great assistant. He's well connected in the in the, on the recruiting scene, so I understand why he had to go that way. But it's just a matter of time that I'll get a shot to prove myself, at the college level and beyond.
How does Ari keep you coming back? You've led this program. You've had a ton of success. We've been spoiled to have you in the community. How does Ari? What's in the gift basket that he brings to your office all the time?
Well, first of all, I've known Ari obviously as the athletic director first, but he's also a close friend of mine. So that relationship that we have is special. It's not every day that you can walk into work and you enjoy working with the people that are there. He's very supportive, not just of basketball, of all the programs, of all the kids. He enjoys being around all the kids. He's a Syracuse guy, but he's just very supportive, and he trusts me to do and lets me do my job, and that's why it works. We have conversations not just about basketball and sports, but about life. I've watched his kids grow up. He's watching my daughter grow up, and our families are close, so it makes it that much easier.
Kaelem, for you to have Coach Black as your coach, what does that mean to you, to know of his experience? He's had his experience all over the world, been overseas, his playing days, his, like he said, almost 20 years of coaching, just what it's like to have him at Liverpool leading you.
It feels great. Obviously, a lot of kids don't get to experience such a good coach as Blackwell. Like, a lot of kids get a coach that haven't played basketball overseas or even D1 basketball, so it's just a great experience to play for a great coach.
And for you, Kaelem, we were talking about this is a new season that we're stepping into in 2 days. Mm-hmm. Your team is 18-2, but it's 0-0 now. What about this team have you learned in 20 games?
That we're a defensive first team. Last year we had Andrea Ash that we could rely on to score the ball, and this year we're more of a team this year, and we rely on our defense to that helps us win games the most.
You got 7 seniors on this team. Leadership-wise, you being one of those seniors, where does that leadership come from, in your opinion?
Probably Jeffrey and Owen. I've known all these guys for a long time, so it just the leadership comes. We've known them for a while, so it comes naturally. We've known them for a while. We've been playing for a while, so it's just a special place to be.
Coach, do you see leadership coming from Kaelem, and where do you see it?
Take for example, last year, as a junior, he didn't play very much, sparingly, but he worked hard. He did the things. He listened to the coaches. He got better and better. In the summer, he really took a leap in the starting lineup, playing next to Freddie and other guys. And he's not as vocal as some of the other guys, but he just does his job. That's kind of how I was in high school. I didn't say too much, but I worked hard, and I did what I was supposed to do, listen to the coaches, and that's what he does. And he's adamant about getting better. He wants to get better, but he's also a great teammate. He's there for the guys if they need anything. So he's a senior leader just by the way he goes about his business, workmanlike attitude.
Hey, Kaelem, for you, looking at those 2 losses, you heard your teammates talk about it. You went up against West Genesee twice, lost one of them, and lost to Nottingham early on in the season. What did you learn from those 2 moments?
To never, we had the lead. We had a lead in both of the games, and we let off the gas. And just got to keep pushing, and just keep the ball. We had a lot of turnovers in both those games, so we just got to take care of the ball and keep the push on.
They say you learn a lot from losses, but you can also learn from wins. What do you learn from the 18 wins out of 20 games?
We didn't really score as much in most of the games. Against SAS, we really shot the ball well. So as the season went on, our shots were falling, and defensively we got a lot better each game.
Coach, you hear Kaelem talk about the fact that this is a defense-first team. Just what you could say about, teaching that mentality, because there's going to be nights where your shots fall. There's going to be nights when your shots don't. But the defense is the one thing you can control at any time.
Yeah, that's where we hang our hat, and obviously we've shown that we have the ability to make shots. SCS in other games, we've made 10 or more threes. But we also give up the least amount of points, I think, of almost any team in the entire section, and that travels in the playoffs. You know, defense wins championships, defense wins games, and we've showed that in a lot of close games. You know, the Nottingham game, we didn't play very well offensively, but we were in it because, you know, defensively, you know, it was a 2 or 3 point game. The West Jenny game that we lost was a close game. The CNS game, I think, was a 3 point game. So a lot of close games. And we weren't making shots, but we kept it close because we're adamant about playing defense. And I teach these guys play the defense the right way. We do a lot of drills. Like I said before, you got to drill. If you're going to really make a next stride, you have to drill a lot. And we do that several times a week on the defensive end especially.
And you and I spoke about how things you won't see collegiately, but things that were drilled into my forehead in high school, boxing out, setting screens, simple fundamental basketball, just what you could say, Coach, about the importance of teaching that, drilling that, focusing on that, so that it becomes second nature to your team.
Well, that's one of the things that we concentrate on, the fundamentals of basketball. We do a drill called pass and screens drill. It's really just hammers home setting good stationary screens, learning how to come off the screen, how to read a screen, and I think it shows because we do that a lot in games. And I think offensively, like I said, we're not making shots, but we're creating offense for one another by just simple movement, spacing, movement, fast, hard screens and cuts, and that's what we hammer home every day.
I was speaking this morning on Wake Up Call with Roosevelt Bowie Jr., and him and I were talking about if you're not going to move a guy out of the way, and let's say you're not going to fully box a guy out, but you do something. You put a body on him in some way, shape, or form to slow him down even for a millisecond. Just teaching something like that to the guys, saying like, hey, if you're not going to fully get on him, or if you're not going to be able to move him out of the way, that you at least get your arm out, or your butt out, your body out, your hip out, to slow him for a split second.
I mean, I think teaching the fundamentals, simple things of the game, that's an art form. And these kids that pick up bad habits playing AAU and watching NBA guys, chuck up threes because they're super talented and super athletic, and they don't understand that there's so many different aspects to the game, and that's why we have to teach them so they understand you got to play the right way. This is how you play. This is how you actually are going to win games and be seen if you want to go on and play in college and beyond. You got to play the game. That's what coaches look for. You have to play the game the right way, and that's why we teach them.
Kaelem, for you to be in practice and to learn these things, to some people, like Coach was saying, you play in AAU and you get focused on just shooting. You watch the NBA and it's 1 versus 5 and so on and so forth. Why do you value boxing out drills, setting screens, learning plays, doing the things that some people might not think are flashy or cool? Why do you think they're important?
Because if you want to play at the next level, that's what you need to do. College coaches have told me that's what you got to do. Just the little stuff matters most, and that's what can get you to the next level. And not a lot of kids do that these days, but that's what really helps the most.
Do you have a favorite drill that Coach Blackwell does?
Probably the blue drill. It's both defense and an offensive drill. That's really what helps us, and it's a fun drill that I enjoy.
What's your favorite part of it?
Probably just being able to go one-on-one with your teammates, and we've had some great moments in the drills. Freddie got dropped by Owen in that drill, so it's pretty fun.
So to go to practice here, who sets the hardest screens that you don't want to bang into?
Probably Giancarlo or Noah. And Noah sets them illegally, but Giancarlo probably sets the most legal screens ever.
Most legal screens?
Yeah, legal.
Okay. All right. Coach, when you're running the practice, who's the one guy that if you had to leave for 15 minutes and hand the whistle over, you would give the whistle to?
Probably between Mish and Freddie, just because they're natural leaders. Freddie is not afraid to speak up and tell people what they need to do and what they're doing wrong. And Mish is kind of like very cerebral. He's a lacrosse player, but Division I lacrosse player, but He's a good basketball player. He understands how to play the game the right way, and he's kind of like I can see him being a coach in the future.
For you, when it comes to coaching, they talk about how the world has changed with NIL and the transfer portal and this constant focus on the self over the team. How do you continue to be relevant, get your message through, and be a coach that gets the guys to think about more than just themselves?
It's an everyday process. You know, it starts with just building relationships with them, and getting them to understand that we're here to make them better, not just as basketball players, but as people. You know, I'm hard on them when I need to be, but I also love them, and I coach them up the right way, and we're positive. So it's a good balance and a good mix. You know, it's like I said, basketball, you win games, you lose games, but life goes on, and I try to teach them that it's really about building these relationships for the future and for the long term. And I think they understand that, they appreciate it, our style and our approach, how we approach the game.
Tell me something good about Kaelem Haskins.
Besides being a great player, I mean, he's just a great kid. You know, he's come a long way. I've known him since he was a little kid coming to basketball camp. We have camp going on this week, and it's so crazy to look back at pictures in the past and see him 6-7 years ago when he was younger coming to camp, and now he's a senior, and he's worked really hard to get to where he is. He actually quit a couple years ago on the JV team, but he stuck with it and came back out. Like I said, he worked hard, very humble, and he's just one of those great, likable, coachable kids that we enjoy coaching.
Kaelem, do you remember those days of going to camp?
Yes, I do. And especially in the old gym, you know, that's not there anymore. But especially just the guys that I look up to that coached me, and now that are in college, and you know, they were great mentors for me. And playing in that camp was just very fun and special times.
Tell me something good about Coach.
You know, he's straight up with you. You know, if you do something wrong, he'll tell you what's wrong, and you know, and he'll let you play. You know, if you're a scorer, say Alex Trombley, he'll let you shoot the ball, or me, like he'll let you shoot the ball because you know what you can do on the court, and you won't get mad at the shots that you know that he believes in us that we can make.
So everybody said that Coach is straight up with you, tells you the truth. Mm-hmm. Coach, what are your thoughts on that? That 100% of your student athletes here tonight said he's honest with us, and we appreciate that.
I don't know how to be any other way, and I appreciate when coaches were, you know, Boeheim was straight up with me, and he told us like it was. Lou Henson was that way. My high school coach was that way. Didn't sugarcoat it, and that's the way it's supposed to be. You don't want an enabler as a coach because you're not going to grow as a person or a player. So.
Fair enough. I like that. Don't want an enabler as a coach. Let's jump into rapid fire. Coach, you get to ask me the first one.
Rapid fire already.
Yeah, we're there.
I'll hand it over to Kaelem. He can ask you a question
first. Who's your GOAT in basketball?
It's got to be Jordan. I don't think that I can go anywhere else with it. And my argument for Jordan over LeBron is the fact that Jordan played against an NBA that had half the league was good. The Sonics were good, the Spurs were good, the Jazz were good, the Rockets were good, the Hornets were good, the Pacers were good, the Knicks were good. So, I mean, he was playing Hawks. He was playing an NBA that was a gauntlet where LeBron, you know, there's a few teams you got to go through, but we're now in this world where you can just kind of buy a couple guys, put them together, and then there's like 3 teams that spent the most money and they're hoping to win championships. But yeah, I think Jordan he had to play in a different NBA, and they also didn't rest. And I'm gonna get Coach's thoughts on this, but I think it is the wimpiest, like just wussiest way of playing basketball to say, I'm going to sit out for 15 games so I can take a little deep breath and then I'll be back when. That's such a stupid thing. I mean, Jordan played with the flu and they were still critiquing that he had like 15 points in the third quarter. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I think when you're healthy, you play basketball and you play your sport. When you're not healthy, then you don't. But if you're healthy and you're sitting there just hanging out, I'd rather you just stay home or not be on my team. All right, Kaelem, let me see here. I'm going to go to music for you. If we had you come out onto the floor every single night to a song, like every game we come out, so this Friday against Henniger, this is the Kaelem Haskins song. What's the song?
A lot of my teammates say 2 days into college.
Okay, all right. By who? Who's it by?
I don't know, but it's one of it's a college players. He's saying it on TikTok. Jared McCain. And a lot of people say that I follow him and I like his game. It's one of my favorite players in college basketball.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Now, Coach, what do you got for me?
Oh man, who is your favorite artist?
Musical artist? My favorite artist, musically, lyrically, that's so tough. I like so many different kinds of music.
All right, give me 5. Give me
All
your
right,
top 5.
so I'm gonna say who I think of on my brain first, Kendrick Lamar, because he's insane, and I always call him Kanye 2.0 because he's not crazy like Kanye, and he's super talented, and he's consistent. And for the people that didn't listen to the Black Panther soundtrack when it first came out, and then like Chadwick Boseman passed away, and everybody started listening years after the movie, and they're like, "Wow, it's a good soundtrack." I don't know what they were doing for those years.
Yep.
So I would say Kendrick Lamar. I would say I got to pick Journey. I got to pick Journey as a group.
All right.
I would pick Boys to Men because I grew up on that music my whole life. So I'm going to talk about those that are alive. So I'm going to say Boys to Men, Journey, Kendrick Lamar. Who else would I pick? I'd probably have to go with. Man, I'm trying to.
It's a lot. It's hard.
I gotta pick Toni Braxton. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I had the biggest crush on her when she did "Unbreak My Heart."
All right.
So I'm gonna pick Toni Braxton, and I could, but I'm not gonna right now. So I'd say Toni, and I'm picking living artists. So.
Okay.
I gotta pick one more. Oh man, I'm probably gonna have to say Jelly Roll or Mitchell Tenpenny in the country world because they're pretty awesome, pretty amazing. So I'd probably go country way with that. All right, Coach. I'm gonna stay with music.
Okay.
You and I are gonna go on tour. After you win a state title, we're gonna go on tour.
Okay.
And we're going to hang out with 3 musical artists and or bands. Who are you and I going to be on the tour bus with every night for 3 months?
They have to be alive.
Yeah, we'll pick alive for the argument here. We'll pick alive.
Oh man, alive.
Because if not, I would have picked Michael, Prince, and somebody else.
Yeah. All right, so one of them, just because Brett's sitting here, since Coach Brett Lika, we're going on tour. He's coming too, and we got to go see DNB. Got to go see DNB just because it's a good show.
Okay.
I would say probably. I'm trying to think who puts on a good show. Somebody like Beyonce, maybe.
All right, we'll go see Beyonce.
And then probably I didn't see Drake yet, but I heard his show was great. So I'd want to go see Drake probably.
Yeah, I haven't seen Drake, but I did hear he puts on a pretty good show.
So I'd want to go see Drake too.
All right, I like that answer. All right, you got one more for me, Kaelem. What do you got?
Your favorite 3 fast food restaurants?
Favorite 3 fast food?
All right.
Chick-fil-A. Not just because I work with them, but because I really like Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, which is down south.
Great.
Zaxby's will change your life. I'm telling you right now.
Great.
So I'm probably going to pick.
Better than Chick-fil-A, I think.
I'm going to pick the places that I go to when I'm down south. Chick-fil-A, Zaxby's, and Bojangles. Those are my 3. And Zaxby's is they got a little bit of. I get the chicken plate, and so there's a little bit of a kick to it. And I love the shaker, the seasoning that they put on the fries. I always ask for extra seasoning, and the Zax sauce, I don't know what it is, but it's really good. So if I'm down south, I literally will get off the plane, get my rental car, go to Zaxby's. So I'll pick that. All right, Kaelem. So you asked me about food. I'm going to bring food back to you here. If you were going to eat one breakfast, one lunch, one dinner for the rest of your life, they're all different, but this is every day. What do you eat for breakfast? What do you eat for lunch? What do you eat for dinner?
I'm gonna keep it simple for breakfast. Eggs, sausage, and bacon for my breakfast,
Okay.
with some milk. And lunch, dinner I'll go with chicken riggies. Lunch,
Good call.
I'll probably go with a sub. Keep it plain sub.
All right, a plain sub.
Not like
What's on the sub?
probably just probably a meatball sub. I like meatball subs.
Okay, all right. I like that. Not a bad choice. That's good. All right, Coach, what do you got for me? What's your last one?
Oh, last question. Let's see. You're on a stranded island. You've got 3 people with you. There. Who are the 3 people?
I'm on a stranded island. I got 3 people. Mom, Dad.
Okay, let's say you're on a stranded island for, let's say, 3 months.
Okay.
You'll see your mom again.
Okay.
It's not forever.
All right. I would say I got some cool parents, but I would say so. I'm on for 3 months. I got to pick from my guys I consider brothers. All right, so I'm gonna be on the stranded island with Ross, my buddy Ross Turetsky, my buddy Isaac Elford. I'm gonna bring my dog, so that doesn't count. And then I'm gonna my other one that I'd be on a stranded island with, probably. Oh man, that's tough. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I probably got to bring Rob Drummond with me too, I guess. Black, it would be hard to not choose you though. I like our talks. I like our fun. So I think we owe each other a dinner, or I owe you a dinner, or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I laugh a lot with my buddies, so I'd probably have to bring them because I know every single day on the stranded island we would be laughing about something ridiculous, and I got to bring my dog because I don't go anywhere without Lily, so I got to bring Lily.
Nice.
All right, Coach. You and I have known each other technically since I was like 14 because you came and spoke at a basketball camp I was at with Louis Orr and Mike Hopkins. But we've been friends for like at least a decade, I would say, close to that, since I came back to Syracuse. Well, when you came back, when?
I came back 10 years ago.
Yeah,
10 years
so
ago.
10 years, right?
Yeah.
So we've known each other for 10 years. I'm going to put myself on the seat because I have no idea what you're going to say. If you had to describe me in 3 sentences, what would you say?
You're passionate about sports.
Okay.
You're just passionate about the community, and you're passionate about your friends and family.
All right. Thank you. That was a good one. That was a good one, Black. I like that. I didn't expect anything bad, but I appreciate it. I do want to spin back here to Liverpool Warriors boys basketball before we hop out because it's a new season and we're stepping forward here Friday, February 23rd in a big-time game against Henniger, and now it's win or go home. Coach, bring me into what you're most proud of with this year's team and what your thoughts are going into a new season.
I think the biggest thing is we've exceeded not my expectations or our expectations as coaches because, like I said, losing Andre O'Hara, losing Bruce and Jadir and the cast that a lot of production, people didn't expect us to be where we are. But I knew with what we had coming back and the guys that were in practice last year, even though they didn't play, they worked, they understood our system and what it takes to win. And I knew how coachable they'd be. And once we got together, with everything that was going on, I knew we'd have a chance to be pretty good and win another sectional title. And now we are 18-2. So I'm just proud of the way these guys have worked and listened and come together as a group. They're one of the best groups I've been around as a coach or a player. You know, with basketball, seasons are long. You become a family, and this is one of the best seasons I've had regarding with basketball, around basketball that I've had in forever. So, we have a chance. We got a chance to win again. I told them, regardless, Henniger's 2-18. We play them like they're 18-2. That's the only way you're going to get better. And then whatever happens beyond that, we've got a chance to three-peat, and that's special. And these guys are up for the task. They work hard. We've gotten better and better. We beat SAS by 18, and we've gotten, we beat JD by 16 or 18. And you want to play your best basketball going into sectionals. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Right there. Kaelem, what would you say about the new season that is upon us, and what you believe is capable when it comes to this team? How capable is this team in this new season stepping forward?
I believe that we can win another section title. And, I'm just proud of these guys that we've come a long way. A lot of the guys that playing this year didn't really play a lot last year. And I just know that this group is very special and that we will exceed these expectations this year. And it's just a great group to be around, and I enjoy it.
So with that being said, 2 days from now we'll be stepping into the postseason. We look forward to you coming out and supporting the Warriors in the postseason Friday, February 23rd. And of course, we're always supporting the Warriors all throughout the year on Wake Up Call and in our monthly shows here at Avicolli's right down the road from Liverpool High School. For head coach Ryan Blackwell, for Kaelem Haskins, and myself, Dan Tortora, we wish you a wonderful night. Please give these gentlemen a round of applause and show them some love. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.